Are you ready to unravel the mysteries of human existence? Did you ever take a moment in life to question who you really are? Are we just mind and body, or is there something more to us? In the rat race of life, with stress creeping in form of lifestyle diseases like diabetes, insomnia, hypertension, Crohn's, and many more, did you ever try to find the root causes of this suffering? Let's take the first step to stop this invisible enemy within, before it takes toll on the human survival. Welcome to Health is Wealth. Welcome back to Health is Wealth. Thank you for taking time again to tune into our next episode of Health is Wealth. Hope you have been tuning into our vibrations of health from the tips and suggestions that we provided in the first episode. Hope you have been making some subtle and simple lifestyle changes to make good health. In this episode, let's delve a little bit deeper into different aspects of health. We will start talking about little problems to complex diseases that have been affecting humanity for ages. To begin with, we'll talk about a small and sweet problem that has been affecting people for a long time.
Glucose, the main sugar in the blood. It is necessary for cells of the body to work properly. It is the main source of fuel for all cells. Remember that. And the only fuel for some. It is the only nutrient the brain can use as fuel. Glucose comes with food, what we eat. Once it comes in the blood, it is carried to tissues and used by cells for energy. Insulin is a hormone produced in the pancreas. Certain cells of the body, especially muscle, need insulin in order to use glucose. Without insulin, glucose accumulates in the blood. When the level of glucose gets too high, diabetes results. Madhumeha Nivarana Makshendrasana.
As we have just seen, diabetes affects millions of people around the world and also a major cause of death across the globe. Diabetes, as we have said in the beginning, is a sweet disease. It's a very sweet disease, but can cause a lot of destruction in the body. So let's talk a little bit about the functionality of human body, how it processes food and how it converts into sugar. Whatever carbohydrates or starch food that we take in, it's digested in the stomach and converts into glucose, and that glucose is absorbed into the bloodstream. Inside the bloodstream, once the glucose is in the bloodstream, pancreas produces insulin. Insulin helps the cells in absorbing the glucose. In a way, insulin is like a key to the cells for glucose to enter into the cells and utilized as a fuel for the body. In case of diabetes, the pancreas either does not produce insulin at all, or the cells are not responding to the insulin that is in the blood. So the result is sugar or glucose remains in the bloodstream, causing hyperglycemia. In fact, diabetes is of two types. Type 1 diabetes, also called as juvenile diabetes, where pancreas does not produce any insulin. The reason? The beta cells in the pancreas are destroyed by autoimmune reaction in the body, and no one knows the cause. So, people who have type 1 diabetes have to completely depend on injecting insulin into their system to maintain correct glucose levels in the body. Type 2 diabetes, also called as non-insulin dependent diabetes, is caused because pancreas is actually producing insulin, or more insulin rather, initially, but cells are not receptive to the insulin. So in this case, more and more insulin is produced by pancreas, and after a while, pancreas stops producing insulin, and that again results in the high levels of blood sugar because sugar is not absorbed into the cells. Type 2 diabetes, research suggests that it is caused because of obesity, lack of physical exercise, and improper diet. So, now let's move on and talk to Sunita Bapuji, who was in our first episode giving us lots of tips and suggestions about leading a healthy lifestyle, and ask her what is her perception about diabetes.
Madhumeha Nivaranaha Pakshendrasana. That's what my father used to tell all the time. They used to say sugar, Chakkara Vyadhi in Telugu they used to say. Who has got that? My father's elder brother, who was 5 years elder than my father. He loves food, very luxurious life, but his food habits, his big tummy, his beautiful fair pink face, I still remember. But since 10 years, I think so, at the time of his death, 10 years diabetic patient. I didn't know that time. Early morning, they used to go, my father's brothers, they used to go to fields, farms, to use their daily things and walk and everything. One day, my servant, he was running towards inside. I still remember. Peddaya fell down. I didn't know anything. I ran with my servant. He can't talk. That is paralysis stroke, it seems. He can't talk. Some white thing is coming from his mouth. His eyes were so red, he is vomiting continuously. He can't walk, it seems. Then they carried to my house, and within a couple of months, I think so, I saw that struggle. He can't talk, he can't move. He was saying something no one will understand. Every day I used to sit with my Amma. Amma, what happened? Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen to him. But one night, it's no more. That is my first shock for diabetes.
Before we go into diabetes details, let's go into a little story. In fact, it's very inspiring for me as a veterinarian to talk about the story. In I think around early 1920s, there were a few scientists doing research on digestive system. And this was, I think, in Toronto, in Canada. And they were working on dogs, and they were dissecting and studying the anatomical parts of the dog. In one of those researchers, they found this little organ, I think which is around 6 inches in length, in the digestive system, and they cut that thing off, and then they were doing their experiments. And they were carrying on with their routine research. Initially, that happened during the winter time, so the doors were all closed where the dogs were kept. So whenever they urinated or whenever they went for the toilet, it all happened inside the laboratory, inside the room. But as the spring started and the summer came in, the windows and the doors were kept open. And interestingly, the researchers have noticed something. They started seeing a big trail of ants wherever dogs peed and had the stool in that area. Scientists were baffled. Why are these ants coming towards the urine? And then they went back and did further studies and found that the urine that dogs are producing had sugar in it. And that is the first time scientists have realized that pancreas produces something in the body which helps in the absorption of sugar. And because they removed the pancreas, whatever sugar was in the blood was getting out in the urine, and then the ants, which are very smart, started coming towards the urine in search of sugar. So this is how diabetes was discovered. And then I think Banting and Best were the first scientists who discovered insulin, and then we know the history. Rest is all history.
My second shock was my brother, who was police officer, who didn't have any bad habits, not even coffee, tea. Then at the age of 29, I think so, he was constructing a Hare Rama Hare Krishna temple. All of a sudden, my sister-in-law said that your brother has got little border diabetes. My brother didn't have anything, no bad habits, only switching over from police officer to contracts, civil contracts. Business, own business. I understood that. Own business means stress. Working with labor, working with civil engineers, and every day, because he was workaholic. And he neglected only because some small hurt in his feet. Now in early 2000s, yeah, it was so emotional. My Bobby, my sister-in-law, was calling from the hospital. She's telling, your brother doesn't have leg, amputated under his until knee to that. People will blame family because genes, that, this. Even genes can't do anything. So many people, they will say that, oh, my grandparents has got, oh, my parents has got, oh, my uncles has got. Yes, it is there. But if you will take care of yourself, your own self, finish. Taking care of oneself. That is my principle. People will ask all details. So my parents, oh, so. No. Understand the principle. Taking care of oneself. Physical, mental, emotional. Leave that ethical, moral. Don't worry about that at the moment. Don't worry about spiritual.
From Sunita's experiences, we can understand how painful and how traumatic diabetes can be. Now, let's move on to the next part of the program, where we'll chat with Sunita and find out what are the prevention and curative methods for diabetes.
Most of the diabetics I found as my students, gallbladder, no gallbladder for them because of overeating, because of stress, because of not chewing properly, because of that also. That's what always I tell, chew. If you want to gallbladder, chew properly, slowly, eat slowly. Cure, control, prevent. Prevention is better than cure, we all know that. Only sentence we will do, prevention is better than cure. But what about in action? We have to put in action, is it correct? It is. That's all. As soon as they come, what I say, okay, how many times you will eat? Oh, 3 times we have to eat, Sunita. Not like you, because I take so much lemon juice. They don't take lemon juice. Because lemon juice, if at all they will put honey, they will think that, that is not. Honey is very, very, very good for diabetes also. But if you listen to Sunita, don't take, oh, Sunita said honey I can. No, because so many things are there. You have to follow few rules and regulations. Only beginning. Dears, little lifestyle changes. I am not asking you to give up everything. Little lifestyle changes. Only 2-3 months. After that, you don't eat. I know that very well because I saw students. Little lifestyle changes. What you have to do? as soon as you eat, you have to walk. If you sit in front of the computer or couch potato, no, it won't work, sorry. Remember that every 1 or 2 hours, if you sat 2 hours, get up and walk. If you don't have time, just do that, do like this, do like this. That much simple. So, okay, you are saying that 3 meals you are eating. Why can't you make 6 meals? Double. But downsize, small, like a fist, like a palm. Hey, good fats are very, very good for healthy people. Good fats are good for even diabetics. How much fat you can take? Maybe 4 to 5, maybe 6. Okay, I will give 6 or 7 or 8 spoons, small spoons, teaspoons oil. Cover anything, oil or butter, anything. Don't worry about that, but make sure very less. So now you understood. Instead of 3 meals, eat 5 to 6 meals every 3 to 4 hours. If you want to 10 every 1 hour, then your blood sugar level will become balanced. Little lifestyle changes. You got to walk. If you don't have time for walking, just while doing something, do like this. While cooking, do like that. While singing, Hey Baba, I am not stopping anything. Eat very slowly. In India, we use hands to eat. We take like this. Don't do that. Take with your fingers. If you want to eat with your hand, then take spoon. If you want to eat with spoon, take spoon and put, and hey, 32 teeth is correct? Okay, maybe you have maybe some cavities there, the 28, 10, 5, or you don't have anything. So what? Chew, 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 chew. Father used to say that why God has given 32 teeth? To chew properly, chew properly. Then gallbladder, liver, they don't have to work so much.
From what we have learned, simple lifestyle changes can make a very big difference in preventing and curing diabetes. Lifestyle changes like spreading out the meals into smaller portions throughout the day, that is, eating 6 small portions of food, chewing very well while eating the food, and also making sure that we walk at least 20 to 30 minutes after eating food, because all these 3 can regulate the blood sugar levels. Now let's also ask Sunita what kind of diet is good for preventing and also curing diabetes.
Dears, morning breakfast not only for diabetes, everyone they have to eat breakfast. When? As soon as you get up, do whatever you want to do. Do your yoga if you are a yogic person, anything, whatever. If you want to Arabic, anything, any exercise you can do. Within 1 or 2 hours, take breakfast. After wake up, within 1 or 2 hours, eat your breakfast. That is, oats are very good, oatmeal is very good. If you don't like oatmeal, take whichever you like. But make sure fiber is there. Then take after 2-3 hours, take some more, whatever you like. But make sure fiber. Fiber will help to escape from constipation. When toxins are going, why? All inside organs will work properly, not only pancreas, not only colon. But remember that after 7, don't put anything in your mouth. I am telling you. After 7, don't put anything. So many people say, oh, we'll eat only 5 to 5:30. And then why you are fat? Dessert you are eating 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Ice cream, chocolates. Even not only diabetics, even anybody, even healthy people, they shouldn't do that. But walk, especially before going to bed. After dinner, go outside, even the rain will come, put on everything and go. And put your face like this, take that rain on your face, you see what will happen.
It seems a very simple disease, but has many ramifications. In fact, now we have understood a little bit about diabetes. Let's try to see what the symptoms are. Symptoms of diabetes are excess excretion of urine, also called polyuria, thirst, also called polydipsia, constant hunger, weight loss, vision changes, tingling, pain, numbness and weakness in feet and hands, and fatigue. And these symptoms may also occur very suddenly.
Copycat. You become copycat. If at all you find some wise people, healthy people, don't ignore. Even my big father used to say, it seems Padanana. Raghavaya means my father. This brother, my little brother, how maybe he will live like 100 years and maybe I live maybe 50, 60, 70. At the age of 60 he passed away. But how? Bedridden. That's what my father. Principle is difference between bedridden death to peaceful death. We all has to go. We all know that. You think so? I live like 200 years or 100 years? No. We don't know tomorrow what is going to happen, but until tomorrow, I don't regret because I am taking care of myself. No matter what problems, financial or health of that, these, only health problems, I become free from health problems. Health problems, physical problems will lead to mental problems. Mental problems will lead to emotional. All together, disease will come. Now we are talking about diabetes and dears, Chakra Vyadhi. Don't worry. Be alert, be aware. Consciously, put whatever you are putting, consciously.
In the rat race of life, it's very easy for us to lose focus on ourselves and start focusing on career, relationships, wealth and many other things. But it is very important in our day-to-day life to spend some time to introspect about ourselves, about how we are leading a life to make ourselves happy and healthy. Also, as Sunita mentioned, we all will die one day or the other. But how we leave this world is what matters. As we have seen in some of the experiences that Sunita mentioned, diabetes can be very traumatic. There are some severe consequences of diabetes. I would like to share some of the consequences that can affect different systems of our body. It can affect our cardiovascular system. It increases the risk of heart disease and stroke. In fact, 50% of the people with diabetes die of cardiovascular disease. Combined with reduced blood flow, neuropathy in the feet causes nerve damage and increases the chance of foot ulcers and eventually limb amputation. Also, diabetes causes retinopathy, an important cause of blindness, which occurs as a result of long-term accumulated damage to the small blood vessels in the retina. Diabetes is also among the leading causes of kidney failure. 10 to 20% of the people with diabetes die due to kidney failure. Also, there has been a lot of research and evidence showing that people with diabetes are at a great risk of having gallstones. So my dear friends, even though diabetes may sound very simple, it's a very complex problem involving not just pancreas and digestive system, but all the other systems in the body. Thanks again for tuning into our second episode of Health is Wealth. In fact, we have just begun to understand diabetes and its consequences in our life. In our next episode, we will explore diabetes at a more deeper level, and also Sunita will come back to us with more tips on preventing and curing diabetes, and also teach us a few yoga asanas that can help prevent and cure diabetes. Until then, please keep enjoying your life and make sure to stay away from sugar. Thank you.